these portraits because they truly are amazing. The portraits of Michelle and Barack Obama. Michelle's portrait looks nothing like Michelle, and Barack Obama's was apparently taken in the ivy at Wrigley Field. He's legitimately sitting in the middle of like poison ivy with flowers in it in a chair. It's so weird, and I can't wait to show it to you. But you're going to have to wait for me to show it to you because first, I want to say thank you to my sponsors over at Helix Sleep. So when I travel, I don't tend to sleep as well. But one of the reasons for that is because I don't have my Helix Sleep mattress. Helix Sleep offers something that does not exist anywhere else, a mattress personalized to your unique preferences and sleeping style that will not set you back thousands of dollars. You know, it's worth spending a little bit of money for a nice mattress since you're going to be spending half your life on it anyway. Go to helixsleep.com/Ben and take their simple 2 to 3 minute sleep quiz. They build you a custom mattress that will be the best thing you've ever slept on. For couples, they even personalize every side of the mattress. Well, both sides anyway. You don't want 8 sides of the mattress. Everyone from GQ to Cosmo to the New York Times, everybody's talking about how great Helix Sleep is because it is. We had a more expensive mattress. We got rid of it because Helix Sleep is so good. It comes in the mail. It is delivered directly to your door. You unpack the box and then just inflates right in front of you because it is foam. You try it for 100 nights for free. If you don't love it, they'll pick it up and refund you in full, right? You try it, and that's what I mean by for free. You pay for it, but if you don't like it, you can always ship it right back to them. If you don't love it, they will pick you up and refund it in full. You're not going to want to do that. You're going to want to buy it, and you're going to want to keep it because it is so good. Go to helixsleep.com/Ben right now and get $50 toward your custom mattress. That's helixsleep.com/Ben right now. You get $50 toward your custom mattress. Again, helixsleep.com/Ben. They also have other products that are great as well. The Helix Mattress Protector and the Helix Foundation. Now, all of these great products. Go over to helixsleep.com/Ben right now. You get $50 toward that mattress, and it really is a first-rate mattress. Love sleeping on the Helix Sleep mattress. Okay, so the Olympics were happening over the weekend, and you would think, well, this would be a good time to point out that they're happening in South Korea, the Winter Olympics. It would be a good time to point out that South Korea is a wonderful place, and North Korea is, to borrow some language from President Trump, a bleep hole. It is not a nice country. It is the worst country maybe on the face of the earth. Between the years 1994 and 1997, somewhere between 350,000 and 3.4 million North Koreans died of starvation. It was about 2 decades ago in mass starvation. Okay, they still have mass gulags. They still, in the 1980s, had concentration camps where they would legitimately torture or murder people. They still do in some places of the country. If you do not do what the regime wants you to do, they will kill you. They killed, the regime, Kim Jong-un, recently killed his brother-in-law, I think, that he murdered. Or his uncle. It was both, actually. His uncle he killed by tossing him to dogs, and his brother-in-law, I believe, he murdered in a VX attack. He actually used a weapon of mass destruction in a public place. He sent an assassin to basically put a handkerchief filled with a deadly spore over the guy's face and killed him outright. Well, that would be an example of a bad country. What is not an example of a bad country is the United States. And if we're going to talk about people who are forwarding the aspirations of bad countries, you don't actually start with President Trump. So Jeff Flake, who's the senator from Arizona, has been very critical of the president of the United States because he says that President Trump has said ridiculous things about the press. I agree. He said that President Trump has made overtures to regimes like Vladimir Putin's, which has been true more in theory than in practice. Here's Jeff Flake going after Trump for giving support to dictators. Then I'm going to show you who actually gives support to dictators.
I think the president needs to stop calling Democrats or Republicans or others who don't stand or applaud at every line that he has, that they're un-American. He also used that term, or treasonous. Words matter. And when he talks about fake news, for example, I gave another speech where I talked about how that gives aid and comfort to authoritarians around the world who are now labeling their opposition or dismissing real dissent as fake news. So those things matter.
Okay, the reason that I'm showing this is because the media, there's been the media line, right? Chris Cuomo yesterday tweeted out that the media have been under assault from President Trump. And the reason people don't trust the media is because the media have been ripped apart by the president of the United States. This, of course, is the typical line, is that dictators all over the world are taking their cues from President Trump because President Trump is so unfriendly to the press. Okay, now let's talk about why people actually hate the press. The real reason people hate the press is because the press are a bunch of sycophants when it comes to some of the worst dictators on planet Earth. Not everyone in the press. Right? Jack Tapper at CNN, notably, has been ripping other members of the press for kissing up to the North Korean regime. But the sister of Kim Jong-un arrived in South Korea for the Olympics, and she was giving some pretty spectacular side eye to Mike Pence. And because Mike Pence is evil, as we all know from how he hates gay people, apparently, Mike Pence has to be given side eye. If you don't give Mike Pence side eye, this means that you are a bad person. But if you do give Mike Pence side eye, you can go back home to a regime that routinely murders thousands of people, that shoots deserters, that attempts to take everyone who tries to make trade with the outside world and kills them. And the media will just kiss her rear. So Here's CNN's headline. Kim Jong-un's sister is stealing the show at the Winter Olympics. Why? Because she's there, and she's smiling. Ooh, okay, here's another headline. This is all from mainstream media outlets. Let's do some more of these headlines. This is from the Wall Street Journal. The North Korean cheer squad's presence was impossible even for the skaters to ignore. Okay, we do actually, I believe, have some actual film of the tweet squad, do we not? So here's what the tweets of the cheer squad, rather. Here's what the cheer squad looked like from North Korea, and the media were just over the moon about this. This was so glorious. Now, I want to point something out. We've just had 2 full years of the media explaining that Mike Pence and Donald Trump want to turn women in the United States into refugees from The Handmaid's Tale. In The Handmaid's Tale, women are forced to wear red uniforms, procreate at the whim of the dictatorship, and do everything the dictators tell them to do. Then there's the North Korean cheer squad, which wears red uniforms, gets pregnant and has abortions whenever the regime tells them to, is shot if they don't do exactly what they are supposed to do, and the media cheer them. Here's what it looked like in South Korea. Okay, so there you have it. And the media love the North Korean cheerleading squad. Sure, if they don't cheer properly, they get shot in the head back home, so that's excellent. But this is something the media have always loved. They love the idea of human beings as cogs in a vast machine. And I remember back during the 2010 Beijing Olympics? Was it 2010 when they did the Olympics in Beijing? I can't remember now. I believe it was. And when they did that Olympics, the opening ceremonies were thousands of people marching in unison and waving their arms in unison. And it truly was an amazing spectacle. And the media was just excited about it because whenever people just become little widgets to be manipulated by the state, the media has a really good time with it, particularly when they're Marxist dictatorships. They're not so big on non-Marxist juntas in South America, for example, where they force people to goose step. But they are very big on these sorts of displays. Oh, my goodness, look at the coordination. Look at the magical coordination of all the people. Yeah, well, you know what? I'd clap in time, too, if they were threatening to shoot my family back home if I didn't clap properly and smile properly for the cameras because of the yush, which is what they call the regime in North Korea. They have this philosophy of yush, which suggests that there's a cult of personality worship for the great leaders in North Korea. Here's some more headlines from the media celebrating all of this, of course. So we can go back to, we have the Wall Street Journal. This one is from Reuters, I believe. Amid Olympic détente, Pence snubs North Koreans and visits Pyeongchang. Oh, how dare Mike Pence snub the North Koreans? He's supposed to be nice to the lady. He didn't stand for the North Korean national anthem. So, according to the left media, it is good when Americans don't stand for the national anthem, but it is bad when Mike Pence doesn't stand for the North Korean national anthem. You get that? The American national anthem, standing for the freest country in the history of the world, good when American citizens kneel for it. Bad when Mike Pence doesn't stand for the anthem for a country that is oppressing millions of its own people, 20 million of its own people at current count. Okay, more headlines from the media. I mean, there are just tons of these. This is from Politico. Fred Warmbier criticizes North Korean Olympic spirit. How dare Fred Warmbier criticize the North Korean Olympic spirit? Oh, you mean just because his son was murdered by the North Koreans? Remember Otto Warmbier? He was the college student who traveled over to North Korea, idiotically, and then tried to supposedly steal a poster from a hotel room, and they literally beat him to death. I mean, they beat him so badly that by the time he was returned to his parents at home, he died in the hospital just days later. But how dare Fred Warmbier criticize the North Korean Olympic spirit? Just terrible. Just awful for him to do that. And that wasn't the full extent of the media treatment here. Okay, this one was from BuzzFeed. The only decent one was from BuzzFeed, which shows you how crazy things are, saying, don't be fooled by North Korea's Winter Olympics charm offensive. When BuzzFeed is the voice of reason, you know something has gone intensely wrong with the moral fabric inside the American media. And it gets even worse. In just a second, I'm going to read to you some of the accounts of Kim Jong-un's sister. The worshipful accounts of Kim Jong-un's sister, because it's pretty astonishing. We're going to get to that in just 1 second. First, I want to say thank you to our sponsors over at Stamps.com. So the post office is actually great, right? They get you all your services. All you have to do is stand in line for a little while. But if you don't have time and you want to save a little bit of money, Stamps.com is the best way to do it. It's the easiest way to access all the amazing services of the post office. They never close. You can print postage for letters or packages at your convenience 24/7. You can print postage for any mail class right from your own computer. The exact amount of postage every time. You never underpay or overpay. Again, they save you time and money, which you can use to grow your business, obviously, create your Stamps.com account in minutes online with no equipment to lease and no long-term commitments. Click, print, mail, you're done. It is convenient, it is reliable, it is efficient, and it is very easy. They bring, again, all the amazing services of the U.S. Postal Service directly to your fingertips. We use it here at the Daily Wire offices routinely. We use Stamps.com